Okay, so we took the clamps off and it had some time to dry. You can see the coming down around to the bow. You can see that the planks line up. That's a good thing. I think what we're going to do now is we're going to actually move on to the planking, and we're going to do the starboard side first because the port side is the side that's going to have the wire. Okay, so I think we can think about doing the planking now, and we're going to do the starboard side. So when it comes to the planking, they really don't give a lot. There was a couple of sheets, but it was brittle, so they came apart. And this is all the planking that we have for the ship. So I think what I'll do is we'll start with the smaller pieces. And the way it is, as you can see, we just cut they're connected at the ends. So let me show you how to separate them really quick. It's not hard. Just like that. And there's really those little nubs. They're not huge, but they might still be noticeable, only because the ship is so small and any gap at all on a plank is going to be noticeable. I mean, we are going to put the putty on, the wood putty, and we're going to paint it, but it still pays to be neat. You don't want the planks messy with little pegs sticking off them. There. So, just like we've been using, I like the Model Expo, the Maxi Cure Glue. The first plank is going to go right up underneath, and you can see where we're going to, well, I'll show you in a minute, where it's going to start to kind of curve in. And first we're going to, alright, so we're going to mark it where the bend is going to start. So right about over here. And once we get the bend in place, then we'll mark the approximate area where we're going to cut it. Or actually, you know what? We'll bend it and then we'll cut it from this side. Alright, that might be a little bit of a safer option. Alright, so let's put that in the water for now. So this is going to go right up against the keel at the bow, just like that. And I want to mark off where it's going to be cut in the back. All right. Here. That looks good. Yeah. All right. I think we can work on the next plank now. So it's gonna make the bend right around here, just like the last time. So we'll mark that off and soak it in the water. But you know, when it comes to the colors, like I said, they just updated. They did a really fascinating video. What they did was they actually took paint samples, the chips, and they did a cross section. And they were able to go back and look at a side view of all the colors going all the way back to Admiral Nelson's day. And they actually matched up the paint the way she would look when Admiral Nelson was aboard her. So that's what I want to do. So see the blues that are in there? This book came out in, let's see. This book isn't that old. So this book came out in 2010, and the color change has schemed. The scheme has changed since then. So she was always yellow, and I guess this angered a lot of people in Britain because they were changing the color of their ship that they had known all their lives. It's more of a like a sandstone or a tannish color, and I don't know if the blue is still there, so I'll have to check that. But yeah, it's not yellow, it's more of a tannish color. You can see all the doors to the cannon ports that we got to do, because most of them are going to be closed, and then we'll put the little section of string that we got to glue on to open the doors on each one. So let's see if our plank is ready. It's pretty good. All right. See what we got so far. So before I glue it, I want to fit this into place just to make sure. So that'll go just like that. Come around, and it'll go all the way back here, and let me just mark it right over here. See how it's starting to curve inward down towards the stern? So I'm going to think about, eventually I'm going to have to put more than one plank in, and we're going to have to fit in some pieces in the back. So the curvature is going to be less over here, so it'll be right about here. And again, this is just approximate, just so I have something to go by. There, you get another layer done. and we're going to mark it right about here. And it looks like we're going to have to start to think about altering the pieces now, going all the way. So with these sections, I'm going to put a little bit of putty in between a little bit of the spaces, and we're going to sand it down. And remember, we're going to paint the whole thing. So she's going to be black, just like she looks today. So there are 3 layers for the gun ports. So the first, this layer is going to be that that tannish or sandstone color. Then it's going to go to this level, and then this will be black, and then this level is going to be the sandstone, and then above it it's going to be black. You see where the black is going to go all the way out to the front. And when it comes to the bottom of the hull, I know a lot of people, when they had made this, they had put copper on the bottom of the hull. I'm not sure if that's copper or not. It could be just the wood painted. They could have put the copper and then painted over it. I'm not sure. So we'll mark it off right about here, is where the bend will start. So let's mark it off. You know, while this is, while that's soaking, I think it might be a good idea now to do the base for this ship. So we can go ahead and we can just glue the base together, because remember, we're going to put a power supply into the base. There. And these pieces might come in handy later, so we'll put that aside, and let's clean this up. So this is really self-explanatory to put together. And it's a little bit thicker than the other parts of the ship. It's kind of like the same thickness of the keel. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to glue it. So let's take the best looking sides. Alright, so this will be the outside. And this will be the outside. Okay, so what we're going to do first, we'll do the back. Again, we're going to put the best side facing out, so that would be looks like this side. So we're going to put a little bit of the glue where the contact points are going to be. Maybe a little on the sides. Just like that. And what this is going to do is we're going to go right down in just like that. So we're going to do the same thing with this side. There. And what we can do now is we're going to put it right in to the slot, and that way there it'll be easier to let it dry because it'll be formed. So we're going to put it like this to dry, and I want to let it set for just a second, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put like a reinforcing little bead of glue on the joints. There. And just like that, we have the base glued. And I think what we're going to do, I think we're going to stain it because I like the way the stain looks. And there'll be a contrast because remember, the ship is going to be black. And with the base, we'll actually stain the base. Because we're going to actually run a wire on the side, and we're going to have the plug come out the side. So let's put this aside to let it dry. There, eventually. All right, so let's start working on the next plank. I think I'm going to hold off, and we'll see if we need to take any more off. So, bringing it around, you can see it's going to be bent, or the bend is going to start right around here. So let's put this in the water. All right, so let's move on to this one. You can see the line. And we'll come to the back, and I'll snip this approximately right here before I clamp it. There. All right, we'll give that a second to dry. again, we're going to trim the piece just like that, and we're going to clamp it. I think we're going to have to start to do the bottom now. So I want the curve this time to go on the bottom. So let's bend this a little bit more slightly than we've been doing. And let's snip this right about there. And we're going to clamp the back. Alright. So at this point, we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're 8 planks in. And we're going to actually have to start altering now. We're not going to go all the way across in one strip. You can see we're going to actually start to shorten the planks as we go towards the bulge of the ship's underside. So with this video, we got just about halfway done the planking on the starboard side, as well as the formation of doing the base. So in the next video, what we're going to do is we're going to stain the base. We're going to get that ready, and we're going to finish the planking on the starboard side. So my friends, I thank you so much for watching, and until the next video, I'll talk to you soon. For the land.